In this video, we're going to look at one of the biggest mistakes that web designers use when it comes to building business websites. If you have a business website and it uses WordPress, then you need to follow the directions in this video. Hi, I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help businesses like yours grow on the internet. I use my 20 years of experience to give tips and to help you so that you can improve your web experience for your customers. So make sure you subscribe down below and click that bell as well so that you get alerted for when my next video comes out and you don't then miss out. So we're looking at this thought today of if you have a WordPress website, then there's a good chance that you're falling into the same trap that so many other web designers are doing. And that is that businesses have websites, but are they compliant with this new Gdpr law that came out a few years ago? Well, the chances are that one of the things that people don't realise is that when we talk about cookies, most websites have cookies. What is a cookie? Well, a cookie is just a small file that stores information about the person who visits the website. So when you visit a website, this small file then sits there in the background, and it contains really small details, but details that will help make your experience on the website more fluent and more easier to use. So a cookie is a small file, has a small bit of information in. Most people don't realise that the default installation of WordPress requires the need for cookies. As we'll go on to see in a moment, we'll look at a way in which you can easily sort that problem out. And I'm no legal expert, but certainly the plugin I'm going to show you will help you to just make sure that you're more compliant than probably the majority of your websites and competitors' websites. So let's step right into looking at how we can do this.
So we're going to look at how to add cookie notices to WordPress. And when you consider WordPress is one of the most common tools for building websites, it's amazing how many people don't yet serve a cookie notice. And particularly when we consider that the GDPR compliance came in a year or so ago now. So WordPress really does need, because of GDPR compliance, to have a cookie notice when you visit the website. Now, why do we say that? Well, because if you're using WordPress, then it is most likely that you have the default settings. Unless you really know what you're doing under the bonnet, then there are several reasons why you are using cookies. So that's the first question. How do we know that you're using cookies in the first place if you're using WordPress? Well, really for three reasons. The first reason is that when people comment on WordPress, that uses cookies. So unless you turn off comments and you have no comments whatsoever, then that's one area where cookies are used. Secondly, cookies are used so that you can log in as the main user. So if you have other users or if you're the admin user to use WordPress, it needs cookies. So cookies are used there to check to see whether you're logged in or not. But also the other thing, and this is probably the biggest reason, is because if you're using any other plugin with WordPress, the chances are they use cookies too. So you may not be able to describe every single cookie. There are some plugins that can actually even do that and explain what those cookies are. But certainly, and I'm no legal expert here, but if you don't have a notice at all to say that your website is using cookies, well then you could be potentially breaking the law. So what type of notice are we talking about? Well, if I just bring up my website here for you to look at, you'll just notice that at the foot of my website, so it's out of the way, but in again branded in this green, you'll see I have just a statement here. We use cookies to ensure that we give you the best experience on our website. If you continue to use the site, we'll assume that you're happy with it. But there is a privacy policy they can go to where I've written a bit more detail as to various features I use. And again, if you're using things like Google Analytics, that uses cookies too. So there are many plugins and even tools that you're probably integrated with that use cookies. But if they click OK, then that kind of really just covers that base camp there. So let's just consider for a moment then, how do we do that? Well, it's pretty straightforward really. There are plenty of plugins. This is the plugin I use by Dfactory. It's a free plugin. It's just called Cookie Notice for GDPR. And again, like I say, I'm no legal expert, so if you really have a complicated site or a shop site, you may want to go down this in more detail. But if you just have a standard installation for WordPress, then you might find that this certainly is better than nothing at all. It does say here that with EU cookie law, GDPR regulations, that this is trying to help you to comply with it. But what I like about this is it's very straightforward, it's easy to install. If I notice how it's installed on mine, I just have that statement there. You can then choose what's in the button. You can enable a privacy policy link page. You can even build, if you needed to, or generate a legal page using legal software. And then you can just, again, fill out these. You can enable certain parts and so on. The thing is, it's straightforward, it's customizable. You can choose the colors of the text and the bar. And for most people, they don't want the complication, but they want to make sure that they are covered. And I think that if you have nothing at all, this has to be an improvement. Whether it's totally ticking all the boxes for cookie notices and adding cookie notices for GDPR reasons, then I'm no legal expert on that. But that's what I do with most of my websites that I build using WordPress. I just encourage them to have at least something there that will help them. So hopefully that's been useful. It's a quick tutorial today, but it'll help you to really benefit from my 20 years of experience as helping small businesses and entrepreneurs improve their business. Make sure you subscribe below onto my YouTube channel. Make sure you also click the bell so that it alerts you when the next video comes up. So thanks for watching and thanks for listening.